Join me as I dive deep into uncovering Sister's shocking secret about Pope Francis that you won't believe. Sister's claims about Pope Francis have sent shockwaves throughout the Catholic Church and beyond. A close aide to the Pope, Sister has worked closely with him for years, giving her a unique perspective on his life and leadership. Her allegations have raised questions about the Pope's judgment and decision-making. This topic is especially relevant today, given the Pope's influential role in the Church. What if I told you that the man the world just paid their final respects to wasn't really Pope Francis? What if the Vatican has been hiding something so shocking, even his own sister couldn't stay silent anymore? Buckle up, because what you're about to hear will challenge everything you thought you knew about the Pope's final days. In a world where secrets lie hidden behind stained glass windows and whispers echo through cathedral halls, few revelations have ever rocked the foundation of the Catholic Church like this one. The Vatican has long been known as a place of deep tradition, rigid protocol, and layers of mystery. But recently, a shocking allegation has surfaced, one that's left even the most faithful Catholics stunned. At 77, Pope Francis's own sister, someone who has rarely spoken publicly about Vatican matters, has allegedly broken her silence. Her claim? That the body displayed at the Pope's funeral wasn't really his, and that the real body of Pope Francis is being hidden somewhere else. This video dives deep into this explosive controversy. We'll unpack the timeline leading up to the Pope's death, examine the claims made by his sister, look at footage and eyewitness testimony from the funeral, and raise the uncomfortable questions that have people worldwide asking, what is the Vatican really hiding? If you've been following the developments, or if this is the first you're hearing of this theory, stick around. You're about to hear facts, connections, and behind-the-scenes details that have never been revealed on mainstream news. And by the end of this video, you'll be asking yourself, was Pope Francis really laid to rest, or is something much darker at play? Let's rewind the clock just a few weeks before the Vatican announced. Publicly, Pope Francis was said to be in stable but monitored condition after a brief hospitalization due to a respiratory infection. Vatican spokespeople repeatedly assured the world that the Holy Father was responding well to treatment. But behind closed doors, insiders were whispering that something felt off. A Vatican aide speaking anonymously to Italian media revealed that Pope Francis was rarely seen even by his closest assistants during his final days. Curtains in his personal quarters were drawn at all times. Visitors were turned away with excuses. Some even claimed the Pope was transferred from his usual living quarters to an undisclosed private location within the Vatican. What makes this even more suspicious is that high-ranking cardinals reportedly had difficulty reaching him directly, even those responsible for major Vatican operations. Communications went dark, and access to the Pope became tightly restricted. Was this merely to protect a frail man, or was something far more calculated unfolding? Now here's where it gets chilling. 2 days before the official announcement of his passing, a longtime Vatican gardener claims he saw unusual activity in the rear of the Apostolic Palace after hours. He reported to Italian police that he saw what looked like a stretcher being rushed out a back entrance with 2 priests flanking either side, neither of whom were part of the Pope's personal medical team. And then, radio silence. The Vatican released its formal statement 48 hours later. Pope Francis had died peacefully in his sleep, but they didn't allow for any external autopsy, no independent medical examination. And that immediately triggered skepticism from outsiders who followed papal transitions closely over the years. But it was what came next that blew the lid off this quiet storm. Just hours after the funeral, the Pope's sister made a cryptic comment in a recorded interview that sent shockwaves through religious circles. She said, "That is not my brother." But what did she really mean by that? Was she speaking metaphorically or literally? When Maria Elena Bergoglio, the Pope's only living sibling, appeared on Argentine media shortly after the Vatican funeral, no one expected her to drop a bombshell. Dressed in modest black and visibly shaken, Maria seemed cautious but determined. The interviewer, trying to stay respectful, asked her how she was coping with her brother's passing. But instead of a typical answer, Maria leaned forward and whispered something that made the entire studio freeze. I don't know who that was in that coffin, but it wasn't Jorge. The host tried to clarify. You mean spiritually, like he's gone now? But Maria double. The controversy surrounding Sister's claims centers on her allegations of mismanagement and cover-ups within the church. According to Sister, the Pope was aware of these issues, but chose to ignore them. This has led to accusations of a lack of transparency and accountability within the church. Many are calling for greater scrutiny of the church's actions and more stringent measures to prevent similar incidents in the future. The implications of Sister's claims are far-reaching, with some even questioning the Pope's ability to lead the church effectively. Sister's background is rooted in devotion to the church, having dedicated her life to serving as a nun. Her motivations for speaking out are complex, but she claims she wants to bring truth to light and ensure the church is held accountable. The church and the public have had mixed reactions, with some defending the Pope and others demanding action. Sister's bravery in coming forward has sparked a necessary conversation about the church's governance. One of the most shocking pieces of information Sister exposes is a previously unknown document that suggests the Pope was aware of allegations against a high-ranking official but took no action. This revelation raises serious questions about the Pope's priorities and commitment to justice. According to Sister, this document has been hidden from the public and even from some high-ranking officials within the church. The existence of this document has significant implications for the church and its reputation. In summary, Sister's claims have significant implications for Pope Francis and the Catholic Church. The allegations of mismanagement, cover-ups, and lack of accountability have raised questions about the Church's governance and the Pope's leadership. As the Church moves forward, it will be crucial to address these concerns and work towards greater transparency and accountability. If you have any thoughts on this explosive revelation, please share them in the comments below. If you're interested in more intriguing content, be sure to check out my next video, where I'll be exploring another shocking secret that's been hidden from the public.